Happy to help. I'm not letting my guard down yet. Damn. That's some serious firepower.
Spotted them!
Yes, Captain. That's certainly something.
I've already got you in my sights!
Personally, I'm here looking for work. I just quit my job as a weapon tester for MAST. They tapped me during basic training. Someone from Aegis saw me doing target practice and was impressed by my sharpshooting skills. Now there is something you don't see every day. Sidonia's not much to look at, but it's full of UC history. Well, thanks, boss. Just to ease your mind, I've got nothing against the Freestar Collective myself. I've spent quite a bit of time there. Ask me anything. You really know your way around a firearm. See you later. Looks like they wised up and ran. I figure if I hung around long enough, I'd run into someone who was hiring. I have never understood why someone would want to live in this dust bowl. Thanks for that. I was tapped to join Aegis because of my sniping skills. They sent me into the field to eliminate particularly elusive targets. Getting some weight training in, boss? Damn. Oh, that hurts.
Our weapons aren't firing!
And that's all the reassurance I need. Here's the truth. Plenty. Field work's always dangerous, but when you're dealing with experimental tech, close calls are basically a given. But HQ miscalculated just how far the group was willing to go to keep tabs on its members. The leader was totally paranoid about being found out as a traitor to the UC. You're attracting too much attention.
Watch out! Enemy's weapons online!
Got a new assignment for me?
Ship's ready for combat. Let's get in there.
Well, let's catch up again later.
They're in for it now!
Can't. Hang on.
Out of the way!
I couldn't tell you. I cut off all contact as soon as my cover was blown. But if I had to guess, they put another agent on it right away. So, the reason I'm being especially cagey about this is because that last mission wasn't like my others. I usually dealt with targets in Neon, but this one was a little closer to home.
This fight is not going our way!
Well, they can't all be winners. I know it's a lot to process. You have the right to some answers if you want them. I'll tell you anything you want to know about my service, unless it's classified. Keep your guard up. They might be looking for a fight. Not for anything functional. Trip designs plenty of duds, too. Comes with the territory of developing experimental weaponry. It is weird not to be working for the UC anymore, though. I've had my eye on a job at MAST since I was a kid. Not at all. To tell you the truth, I'm happy to be out of the line of fire. Kinda nice to fly under the radar for a bit.
Found them, Captain.
I'm not seeing anything, but I'm glad they talked me into it. Covert ops was my calling. If I hadn't been compromised, I would have kept at it until I retired. Most travelers like having someone on their crew who's good with firearms. The settled systems are no picnic. Things got tense for a second there, huh?
Duck and cover! I'm ready to back you up!
Glad we're on the same page about that. The last thing I want is to be back on someone's hit list. At the end of the day, I'm alive. And that's more than most compromised agents can say. My cover was blown in my most recent mission. I took this job as a way to lay low and get the people who were looking for me off my trail. This is a good place for target practice. No one's around. I'll take the hustle of New Atlantis over this any day. I'm not sure what you're trying to tell me. Drop it. There are civilians nearby. Watch your trigger finger while we're in public. My brother's a xenobiologist for the UC Science Division, and my sister works in the Office of Interstellar Affairs. Neither can I. It makes me sick. Aegis did everything we could to stop the threat as soon as we identified it. Stay alert. There's something out there.
I could kick your ass in my sleep!
Oh, damn. I'll be feeling that tomorrow. I'd be a lot more used to you out in the field. I'm thinking it's about time we suit up. Drinks on you. If we can find anything worth drinking. Whatever you say. I'll watch your back. There might be hostiles in there. The kind of marketing exec felt real clever for coming up with. I mean, the whole department knows it's ridiculous. We have all kinds of jokes about it. Interesting choice, Captain. We made it out the other side. Yeah, I bet you do. Even Aegis doesn't know everything that goes on in Ryujin Tower.
Get over here, coward! Right between the eyes!
Good old UC architecture. We can't beat it anywhere in the settled systems. Don't piss anyone off. The gangs around here are bad news. No, definitely not. I wouldn't have joined your crew if I thought there was a chance it would compromise your safety. Seemed like the kind of thing that might come in handy.
Weapon systems, offline! We can't fight like this!
Yes, Captain. Dang, that's too bad. Well, thanks anyway. If you meet any pilots looking for weapons experts, send them my way, will you? This would be a hell of a place to be stranded. Did you hear that? Following your lead, Captain. Let's suit up and keep moving.
Target's weapons have been repaired. Weapons online.
Our surveillance network identified a group of spacers who were plotting a sabotage operation. They were going to use stolen Freestar ships to attack UC convoys. I'll take that for you.
Weapons finally firing again!
We'll catch up later. I think it's about time you reassigned me.
I'll handle this!
Life in Aquila City couldn't be more different than the hustle and bustle of New Atlantis. We should stock up at the general store. I could use a couple things.
This is our shot. Get out of there!
We got out of that one unscathed. My life is in your hands here, Captain. I'm willing to take the risk. Between us, I think New Atlantis puts Aquila City to shame. Especially since my target's still out there. My identity was compromised before I could take them out. Yeah, it is. Finding out my cover was blown really tore me up. Especially since I couldn't say anything to my family about it. I swear, we have as many eyes and ears on our own citizens as we do on targets in the Free Star Collective.
Damn it! Their weapons are back!
Ooh, man, that's heavy. Officially, I was a prototype tester, but my title should have been guinea pig. I was in charge of making sure everything the engineers came up with was safe.
Fire while their weapons are down!
This area seems dangerous. We should head back. I'll stand guard right here. That's against my principles.
I hope you said your goodbyes! Grenade out!
I guess this place is kind of peaceful in a way. They must have heard us coming.
I've got them in my sights. Get those shields back up!
Hope they're not planning an ambush. Hopefully you'll still feel that way in a few minutes. Here's the truth. Change your mind? I really think you could use someone like me. Am I being reassigned? I was sent in to infiltrate the group, get close to the leader, and assassinate them before any of their operations got off the ground. Thank you. Damn. That doesn't look good. Drip's engineers could learn a thing or two from you.
Enemies lost their weapons!
Never much like Sidonia. Everything's covered in dust. All right. I'll look elsewhere then. If you change your mind, you can find me here. Hey, Nissa. Mind putting another one on my tab? Careful, Captain. There could be creatures in the area. With all due respect, I'm not doing you any good here. Only my mom does. I wasn't supposed to tell anyone, but I couldn't resist letting it slip. She taught me to shoot. I wanted her to know that I was putting her lessons to good use.
I've been waiting for this.
Well, I'll be damned. What a coincidence. Working on a ship sounds perfect. I was hoping my next job would get me out of the city.
We won't last long without our weapons!
Sorry, didn't mean to pry. I can't stand snoopy people. And I don't want to get into it, but there was a problem with my last assignment. The situation got out of hand and blew up in my face.
You have no idea who you're messing with!
This area is trouble. I say we get out of here.
Throwing a grenade!
I don't know how his team divided up the work, but it sounds to me like Taylor drew the short straw. I don't know if the settled systems would survive another large-scale conflict. I know assassination's a messy way to keep the peace, but sometimes it's the best option.
Just say where, Captain.
But the reality is that not everybody's committed to peace. The work I do isn't pretty, but I believe it saves lives in the long run.
Here, take this.
Honestly, I think those people are pretty damn stupid. No one's done more than the UC government to advance humanity's place in space. Well, you can't fault a guy for wanting to protect himself, can you? I mean, besides, the Drip engineers dream up all kinds of crazy stuff. I had to bite my tongue plenty. But a professional knows how to keep their opinions under wraps. If Aegis had handled things differently, I could have stayed undercover a lot longer. Let's make the most of this place and gather some resources. They wanted to mitigate the group's ability to make any more connections between Aegis and me. It's also safest for my family that way.
We should get out of here as soon as we can. I don't think we should be here.
My last mission was compromised. Mast ordered me to cut ties immediately, get out of New Atlantis, and lay low for a while. That's where you came in. The story I told you about working for Drip is just my cover story. The truth is, I'm an agent for Aegis, the UC's intelligence network. I'm a spy.
They're nowhere in sight, Captain.
Oh, that was a nightmare.
Something's wrong with the weapons!
What do you have for me? I can't. Aegis business is classified. Most of my family doesn't even know I work there. Telling them what happened would mean betraying the organization.
Repairing the shield should be our top priority!
I was already committed to serving the UC military, so it felt more like a pivot than a career change. I will never understand how you harness that much power. We are. I'm sorry for lying to you about my work, Captain. I was scared. Compromised agents don't usually have a long shelf life. His bosses have him in the field cataloging every species of flying predator that lives in UC space. I guess Mast wants to make some kind of wildlife guide for travelers? I was sent to infiltrate a group of spacers that was planning to attack UC convoys with stolen Freestar ships. They were hoping to instigate another large-scale conflict. Drip used to send me to places like this for weapons tests.
Check out the lights on the trade tower. What an upscale place. Damn it!
Something seems off. Let's get out of here. Safety's off. If we need to fight, I'm ready.
I've been itching for a fight!
They actually hired private security to keep an eye on every member of the group. I was caught out when they followed me to a routine meetup with my contact at HQ.
It shouldn't take long at all.
But government officials almost never get caught up in it. At least not as far as I know.
Gotcha! Where do you keep all that stuff, boss?
I don't like the look of this. Quiet! You're gonna get its attention. As for my siblings, all three of us ended up at MAST. My older sister, Georgia, works for the Office of Interstellar Affairs in the Administrative Division.
I won't do that.
Thanks for understanding, Captain. Lying to a friend always leaves a bad taste in my mouth. If you need someone to test that out, you know who to ask.
We're in the clear. That was the last of them.
It's tough knowing I let my family down, though. They think I just abandoned my post at Drip. That isn't how I was raised. I'm sure my dad's disappointed in me. He made civil service sound good enough that my siblings and I all ended up working for the UC, too. Must have been his plan from the beginning.
Damn, that hurt.
It's so remote out here. Makes me grateful I grew up in New Atlantis.
I'm a reasonable guy, but that's just too low. We've got to get out of here. It's not safe.
Might be time to ditch some things.
I'm right behind you, Captain. You look like decent target practice.
Hey, there you are. Welcome back to the heart of civilization, boss. They made an art form out of giving me hell once they found out I was a general's son. My skin's as thick as an ashta's. You picked a good day to drop by. Bartender's making them strong today. You in town for business?
Gotta stop the bleeding.
You think we're underdressed for the Astral Lounge? Aegis would find that power interesting. If the group managed to track down my real identity, they may try to hurt them to get back at me. There's some decent bars in town. Maybe we should, check them out?
You trying to make me look bad, Captain? Let's see how long you last! Got one!
We should scan the area. There might be something out there. I've got to hand it to you. That was some good fighting. My cover story was the same as usual. Drip weapons tester. I told the group's leader I had a change of heart and wanted to defect from the UC to join their cause. Aegis did all kinds of work to make sure my target couldn't find me. As long as I don't make a habit of coming back to New Atlantis, everything should be fine. Save the target practice for later. I wish I could say I disagreed. Personally, I don't think Aegis took this mission seriously enough. I'm glad it only cost me my career.
I'll be waiting. Grenade! Easy target!
Nope. When something like this happens, Aegis insists on a clean break. It's safer for the organization and for the agents.
Will be easier to spot in these suits. Stay alert. We've destroyed their weapons. They've recovered their weapons. Enemy's weapons are offline. White line, another one!
Time to get the suits out. This area is not safe.
I hope we're parting as friends. Safe travels.
You Vanguard guys have always impressed me, you know? My dad was a member when he was young. He talked about it all the time.
You know, I never got the appeal of places like this. That's one way to end a conversation. Nice chatting with you. Their weapons are back.
Let's see what we're working with here. If something goes wrong in there, I'll back you up. My parents were both in the military before they retired, and my siblings work in different departments at MAST. Hey, your insults need some work, boss. You've got nothing on the guys I went through basic training with before I switched departments to work for Drip. The people I white-lined were dangerous. Not the type to be concerned with civilian casualties. They tapped me for my sniping skills. My job was eliminating targets that the UC surveillance network identified as potential threats to galaxy-wide peace. Do I need a shower or something? Stop that. You're gonna hurt somebody. Way too close for comfort. Between you and me, I don't think Aegis treated this mission carefully enough. Mom's a bit of a different story. She'd probably still be a part of the military if she hadn't been medically discharged for an injury sustained in the field. It could have been a lot worse. This place is great. I wouldn't mind manning an outpost here. Anything I can help with?
This should be fun. The shields need more power.
Need a hand with something.
Good to see you again.
But I was compromised during a meeting with one of my contacts from HQ. Aegis had to scrap the mission and I was out of a job. You look like someone who could use an extra set of hands. I'll tell you anything. As long as it isn't classified. When a new weapon was developed, they'd have me take it to an uninhabited planet to put it through its paces. That way, if it blew up, I was the only guy that got hurt. Serving the UC is just in my blood. I'm from a family of patriots. Most people in New Atlantis can't even take a shower without someone in my office knowing about it. If you're reassigning me, mind choosing somewhere outside of New Atlantis?
Well, I don't know about you, but I could really use a warm meal and a good beer. Sure. Stay vigilant out there.
What's your offer?
Got him. The shields are tapped, Captain.
We going into the city for a little fun, Captain?
Finally, some action. I lost them. Weapons not firing, boss!
What's good, Captain?
This way.
Be safe out there. Teach their own, of course, as long as nobody's getting hurt, but I know what the UC stands for, and I'll defend it every chance I get.
Ready for action, Captain. They're not so tough. One of my sisters works in Mast's administrative wing. The other followed my parents' footsteps and joined the Navy. She's stationed in the Jaffa system.
No, it's not like that. I'm under strict orders not to make contact with the office. I haven't spoken to anyone from Aegis since I joined your crew.
Well, if you insist. Ooh, that one's a goner. I'm right here if you need help carrying something. Looks like it's time to defend ourselves. Good to see some action again. Target's down. See you, Captain. I knew we'd make a fine team.
See you later. You're with Constellation? Damn, that's cool. I've always admired you guys. Exploring the stars full-time seems like a dream come true.
The weapons are shot to hell.
We've got to keep looking for them. I bet there are loads of useful materials around here. Need me to back you up out there?
Ambush!
Fingers crossed this won't get too violent. Something's fishy here.
Hostiles in sight, Captain.
Sure. What's up? All right. I'll keep an eye on things here. No way. My family's got lots of close ties to the UC government. The group's leader might have recognized my last name.
Now's our chance to take them out.
I never counted on doing espionage work, to tell you the truth. Aegis's offer came as a total surprise. Better now than I did when we left. I mean, sure, it was an adjustment, but I don't mind so much now. You keep the work interesting. The folks down at Drip are the smartest people in the settled systems. Myself included. I was a prototype tester for the department. We should drop some of this at the ship. What a fascinating place. I sure hope this isn't an ambush.
Grenade out, Captain!
That's not happening. I'm a reasonable guy, but that's just too low. Well, sometimes that's how it goes. I'll be seeing you. I'd be happy to test that out for you. If we're in the market for rocks, we came to the right place. I like your style. I mean, that looks great. They've both been retired from active duty for years. My dad served as a general until the armistice was signed, but he switched to teaching recruits after the war. You think we're the first people to come here?
I'm ready for a little action. Now that's what I'm talking about!
I'm up for a night off in the big city if you are. Sounds like a fair salary for your new weapons expert. I'll take it.
Hey, need some help.
I don't think they'll be back.
Aegis is the UC's intelligence network. Our goal is to eliminate people and organizations that we identify as threats to galaxy-wide peace. I'm ready to help if you need me.
I've got plenty of room here. Let's get out there, Captain.
Whew.
What Mast wouldn't do for a power like that.
I'll see you there, Captain. Oh boy. How bad is it?
Do I even want to know?
Don't be a hero. Let me help you out.
Look out!
I guess we won't need our weapons. Nothing but rocks around here.
You're not filling my bag with junk, are you? The shields could use a boost!
Make sure your O2 level's good before we keep moving.
Looks like I've still got it. We should keep an eye out for hostile creatures. I'm ready for some action!
The offer from Aegis was a total surprise. My goal when I enlisted was to join the sniper corps like my mom. I never saw myself doing espionage work.
I am not looking forward to spending all day in this suit.
I did some of my finest work for Aegis and Neon. Here's hoping the place hasn't burst into flames without its most charming weapons tester to keep an eye on things. It seems like we have that in common.
That was a decent workout for my trigger finger.
Of course. What do you want to know?
I can't stand for that, Captain.
Cheers. Nothing like a cold one after a long trip through the space lanes, if you ask me.
We should scan the area for more enemies. I'm right on your heels.
Looks like it's just you and me. Can we get out of here? I'd rather not hang around in New Atlantis.
All right, you won't get away again.
You're not. Really. I haven't spoken to anyone at Aegis since we left New Atlantis. As far as my enemies know, I vanished after my last mission.
They're back. Come here.
Solid victory, Captain. Yeah, my boss wasn't thrilled about how things ended. Neither were my parents. They were proud of the fact that all three of their kids worked for the UC. You, gonna finish that thought?
Take care. And don't get too comfortable. There might be more out there.
I'm hit! I'm taking fire!
I really need this job.
Sure. I'll cut you a deal. Perfectly executed. We're entering a hostile zone.
Agents are scouted from the UC's government's workforce and tasked with different peacekeeping operations, based on their individual talents.
Now we're back in business!
You have to be a certain kind of person to want to rough it out here.
Ah!
No complaints here, boss.
This is bad. Shields down, Captain.
They'd sure have their work cut out for them if they tried anything on my parents, though. They're still as sharp as they were during the war.
Just another day at the office.
Sorry, didn't mean to bug you. Enjoy your drink.
That's a kill. Weapons are back in firing shape.
Glad you're back. I was just starting to miss you. She had a close call with a laser weapon that left her blind in one eye. It was an instant death stroke for her sniping career.
They're making this too easy. Damn. Looks like we lost them.
I'm billing myself as a weapons expert, sniper tech specifically. Got some new orders for me? Must be hard to find a decent meal out here. Cannon fodder's a bit of an exaggeration. I signed up for the position, no one forced it on me. I thought of serving the UC as a privilege. I feel sorry for anyone on the wrong end of that thing. Shh. Thought I heard something.
Watch out!
Well, that's too bad. I thought we had a good thing going. If you have a change of heart, feel free to come back anytime.
You won't last long! New weapons out of commission!
I'm ready for my next assignment. Very funny. I even brought along blueprints for some of Drip's experimental tech to prove how serious I was. They took the bait and let me in. I was undercover for 6 months before things went south. Aegis recommended I stay away from New Atlantis. I gotta keep a low profile. Yeah, it does make me feel better knowing someone understands the truth. I wish I could tell more people, but I'll take what I can get.
Can do.
Waiting on you, Captain.
Looking forward to stretching my legs.
It got worse when we started digging into it. Turns out that the group's leader was a UC government official.
I'm ready to work. Great. I'm ready to get back out there. Well, if you're looking to stock up on weapons, you can't beat Centaurian Arsenal. Let's move in.
My parents are military vets, both retired now. My dad was top brass during the Colony War, and my mom was a sniper for the UC Navy.
Need me to put something in my pack?
Nice to be in a city where the trams can do some of the trekking for us.
Their weapons are down, Captain. You see? Told you I'm good in a fight.
You're pretty lethal in that pilot's seat.
It's a great day in the space lanes, huh? I'll stay right here.
Fine with me. Well, that upgrade will pay off the next time we run into trouble. I was undercover with them for about 6 months. My goal was to get close enough to their leader to take them out, then book it back to New Atlantis.
Let's get them in range and fire.
We'll only find the basics in Sidonia. Hope we're not short on anything. Absolutely not. All I can say is that they're a powerful government official with lots of ties to the corporate world and weapons manufacturers.
I'm right behind you.
I doubt I'd be standing here if they hadn't.
I think the worst is over.
I can't be too specific. Most of my missions are still classified. But I can tell you that a lot of my targets came from Neon.
Weapons systems are looking good.
Pew! Sure. Shoot. Pew pew. I'm an expert.
Finally, some real action.
Our brother Taylor's the family academic. He's a xenobiologist in the scientific division. His job makes my old gig at Drip look like a cakewalk. Just hear me out. I swear you're not in any danger. But I'm glad I let Agent Plato talk me into it. I feel like covert ops was my calling. I'm disappointed my career was cut short. You're kind of freaking me out.
They'll be coming for us now. This area isn't safe.
Keep your guard up.
They got me!
Better them than us. I can do that.
Sure, fine by me.
The shields need immediate repair.
Seems like they're long gone.
Whew. Thanks, Captain.
It sure can. I think the average citizen would be surprised to learn how far the UC government goes to keep tabs on threats at home, too. I'm proud of it. My parents did the same when they were young, and my sisters do too. We're a family of patriots.
I'm with you.
But there's not much I can do about it right now. Oh, yeah, plenty of us. There's a whole branch of massed scientific wing called DRIP. That's dedicated to developing new weapons for the UC military. You get a lot of regular customers in here?
Thanks, Captain. That loyalty's yours too, now that we're working together. I've always got your back.
Ah!
I won't let you down.
There's gotta be some interesting creatures out there. Farewell.
What the hell? We just had them.
That's not a good idea. You think we can head somewhere more interesting next? It's the kind of thing we like to get under control as soon as we can. That's where field agents like me come in.
Oh, let's stop for a terror brew while we're here. Sleeping on the ship has me exhausted.
Keep your guard up. There could be creatures in this area.
We've got the weapons back. Need something I've got? Don't let your guard down. Something's out there.
That's comforting. Self-interest is usually a better motivator than loyalty.
Ready to fire.
The hell is wrong with you?
Well, that's how we get things done, eh?
Remarkable. I'm waiting for new orders, Captain. If you don't mind, I'd rather not talk about it anymore.
I'll take good care of this.
Doubt it. When I was undercover, I had to memorize a long list of contingency plans that the group's leader came up with in case the group was compromised.
Think I'm scared of you? Where are we headed?
I hope we can avoid a fight. I'm not great at close range.
I guess it's time to squeeze back into our suits. Get down!
I really need this job. Sure. I'll cut you that deal.
Enemy weapons are functional!
I tried to warn them about how capable the group was, but I don't think they took me seriously. Luckily, my career is the only thing I lost because of it. My family likes to joke that there's a Bankowski for every department at Mast. I'll head straight to my post and get to work. I would have done that differently. This assignment was a tricky one, even for me. The group's leader had the funds to make sure they were running like a real professional outfit.
That the best you can do?
Entering the spaceport New Atlantis always makes me proud to be a UC citizen.
It's good to see Mast hasn't fallen apart without me.
Oh,
That's something of a feedback loop there, huh?
it's not my cup of tea, but I'm glad she does it. It'll pay to have a diplomat in the family if things go south with the Freestar Collective again. Let me take that. This is not the place.
That was too close for comfort. Shields don't look so hot.
They'd think I just abandoned my job at Drip out of nowhere. I'm sure my dad's disappointed. That's the hardest part. They traced my contact back to Aegis, and that was that. Cover blown. I mean, I'm lucky Aegis figured out what had happened before I had to return to my undercover post. They were pretty serious about disbanding if anyone found out what they were up to.
Wouldn't want to take a tumble into that deep water. Leave it to me. We've got 'em.
I'm not buying it. I know they're around here somewhere.
Hey, Captain.
Check your suit for leaks before we keep moving. I see your point. In a perfect world, the armistice would have solved the galaxy's problems and people like me would be out of a job.
I had a buddy who took a mining job here. Wonder if he's still around.
Sidonia's only redeeming quality is the broken spear.
The ship's weapons are down.
I appreciate you saying that. I am proud of what I've done for the UC. I wish I could share that with my family, but what are you going to do? Leaving wasn't my first choice, but it was my only option. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
I'll wait for your next order. I don't think they'll be coming back. That really does seem like magic, Captain.
Piece of cake!
Well, buckle up. It's an interesting story.
I wonder if any of the boys from Drip still miss me.
Lots of tough customers in Neon. We got to keep our guard up.
Our shields just went down!
Well, shoot. I guess I'm not as good at my job as I thought. But the rest of my family only knows my cover story. I told them I had to stay tight-lipped about my work because the experimental tech Drip works on is classified.
With that power behind you, I'm glad we're on the same side. I love to travel, but it's real nice to be home again. See you soon then. Be safe.
They just took out our weapons. Brace for enemy fire.
Hostile ship ahead.
They're the kind of person that would profit from another war.
They're here.
Aegis is the UC's intelligence network. Our primary function is preserving peace in the settled systems without the use of large-scale military force.
Their weapons just went offline. We'll be knocking dust out of our boots for weeks after this stop.
Put that away. There are civilians around. Let's get the hell out of here. I can feel my life expectancy dropping.
This might be a good place to relax for a bit.
Wait a second. And I'm willing to bet they're not going to screw around this time about eliminating the target. Maybe you're right, boss. I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that they'll declassify my mission reports someday, though. It'd feel good to get this off my chest.
Hey, let me help carry some things.
I'm as sentimental as the next guy, but do you really need all this stuff? I've got to keep a low profile around here. That line I gave you about being a prototype tester for Drip is just my cover story. I actually work for Aegis, the UC's intelligence network. I'm a spy. I'm happy to help out. Take it slow. We don't know what's in there. I was tapped by a recruiter during basic training. He saw me doing target practice with my unit and was impressed by my sharpshooting skills. I was a prototype tester for Drip in the UC Science Division. It was my job to put the experimental weapons the engineers came up with through their paces. Yeah, fine by me. I'm here if you need me.
I don't want to die.
My bag's got some room if you need it.
I worked at Drip in the UC Science Division. They're the department responsible for dreaming up new weapons tech for the military.
I guess I should have seen this coming. I knew you were sharp enough to see through me. The truth is, you're right. I do have a secret.
Going any further seems like a bad idea.
My suit's intact. I'm ready to go, Captain.
Is it actually over? She's an operations director. It's a nice way of saying career bureaucrat. She's responsible for making sure ambassadors visiting New Atlantis get the royal treatment. I think they were trying to instigate another large-scale conflict between the UC and the Freestar Collective.
I hope the food here's better than the scenery. Do you need something?
I could get used to these talks.
Good. I was getting bored here. Time to show them what we can do.
It looks like the shields have lost power.
Even if I was in touch with them, I'd never sell your secrets. Not after you saved my life. I'll catch you later. Aegis keeps a close eye on the criminal underworld there. Sometimes bad seeds that rise through the ranks in Neon can become a real threat outside the city, too.
I'm ready for combat, Captain.
Bye, then.
Science. Technology. Culture. Why would you want to settle anywhere but New Atlantis?
I did most of my work in Neon, Aegis keeps close tabs on the criminal underworld there.
Go ahead. I'm all ears. I'm ready to move out.
We can stand down. Worked out for me, too. I like this job. Always knew this job would be the death of me.
Of course.
Just, wasn't the place for me anymore. A guy can only shoot off so many experimental weapons into space before he starts wanting more out of life. Put that thing away. You're scaring people.
Some spots in Neon can get pretty dicey.
We should stay on our guard. I'll keep an eye on things while you're gone.
We're ready to re-engage.
I guess you're right. If I'm gonna trust someone from the other side, a Freestar Ranger seems like a solid choice.
Their weapons down. Now's your chance.
I think we're in the clear.
That's incredible.
Don't think we should go any further without our suits.
I see.
It was an exhilarating job, and I was proud to serve the UC. No, I'm not. I'm actually hoping for a crew gig. Lots of pilots stop by the viewport on their way into town.
Oh,
You're dripping on your desk, or call a plumber, there's a drip on this floor. Hilarious stuff. Even management got in on it. But that's half the fun of the job, if you ask me. That's a good upgrade.
A hard fight, but a good one.
I use fake identities for most of my missions. The group I infiltrated knew me as Preston Hillcrest. We should stay away from Ebbside. Lots of dangerous people hang out there. Knowing we're on the same side makes it a lot easier to talk about this stuff. Pretty sure we're in the clear.
Do you need my help?
It's not uncommon for groups of spacers or mercs to start getting ideas about taking power or influence away from the major factions.
I won't move an inch. Anytime, Captain.
All right, let's get moving.
They didn't stand a chance.
Good decision. I don't think I'll ever adjust to that.
weapon repairs complete, Captain.
I hear there's some nasty stuff living beyond the city walls. Spies are a pretty convincing bunch, especially Agent Plato, the director of Aegis. It only took one conversation with him to convince me to take the offer. Your enemies won't know what hit them. Their leader was the type of person who had a lot to gain from starting another war. I think they split. Okay, I have to come clean about something. I can trust you, right? They liked to make sure their designs were safe before they put them out there for mass production.
The enemy's weapons are back online.
I'll get that done. A bit. But keep it between us. Aegis doesn't like me sharing details to begin with. Talking about a compromised mission could get me into real trouble. It might. My dad always says you can't go a week at mass without hearing the Bankowski name.
They're defenseless now.
I'll take what you need me to. You can trust me with that.
Well, I'm not sure they know yet. I left pretty suddenly. I wasn't fired or anything, if that's what you're thinking. It's just... Look, it's complicated. Okay, that hurts.
Time for a little fun.
Let me have it, Captain.
They've repaired their weapons.
Anything you want, boss. I've had worse. I think.